So it's been a busy week in sneaker news. Nike, they've announced they've got at least a year's worth of Nike Off-White products just waiting to be released. Plus, we got an update on Jerry Lorenzo and ADIDAS, and I've even got footage from the Ye 24 pop-up, which just took place in Miami. So what's going on, y'all? It's JA, welcome back. Now, if you're new here and you'd like to stay up to date on the latest sneaker news and updates, be sure to subscribe to the channel. And if you enjoy the content and would like to support me, you can do so by hitting the thumbs up button. So we're gonna kick this week's video off with the biggest release of the week, the Nike Concepts SB Dunk Low Orange Lobster. So the 6th edition in the iconic Lobster Dunk series has finally dropped, and sneakerheads were outraged by the release. So prior to the release, Concepts told people to download the app and stay tuned for updates, and then they went ahead and released one of the most hyped releases of the year on their website. So many people complained that the entire release was completely botted out on the Concepts site, and Concepts even issued a statement saying that they thank everybody who participated in the Orange Lobster online release. We're currently reviewing orders to cancel fraudulent and suspicious transactions. Stay tuned for more updates, but it seems as though the sneaker community is not having that answer, and they would like Concepts to cancel all of the orders and have a re-release of one of the biggest drops of the year. So other noteworthy releases of the week included the Nike Cactus Plant CPFM Flea 1 Overgrown. Finally got to see what those joints looked like underneath all of the fur. Then you had the Brain Dead Reebok Shagnosis. This colorway is titled Dark Forest. So this is a cool, interesting update on the classic. Then you had the Dr. Seuss Adidas Forum Low Grinch. So what are you guys taking, these joints or the CPFM? Who did it better for December? Then you've got the Off-White Nike Air Terraforma in the white colorway. Joints just dropped. Also had a cool exhibit down there in Art Basel, Miami. Of course, you had the Jordan Soulfly 13 Retro. Now these joints are called I'd Rather Be Fishing and featured a cool little Instagram campaign with Kodak Black. Then Adidas, they coming with the heat. So you got the crazy one. This is the Regal Purple colorway. I guess this is fitting due to Kobe's affiliation with the Lakers. Let me know if you guys are feeling these joints. And then you had the undefeated Air Force One Low in the Celestine Blue colorway. And of course you had the Total Orange. Now I'm feeling these joints. The patent leather definitely brings me back to the early 2000s when Air Force Ones were really in their prime. And then another Jordan release. So you got the Air Jordan 12 Retro Black Taxi. Great release from Adidas and Pharrell. So you got the Samba Human Race colorways released in Night Gray and Cloud White. And as you guys know, the Samba is a classic and they're really hot right now. And remember how much we were anticipating the Yeezy Derrick Rose DZ joints? Well, Adidas dropped the D Rose 1.5. This is a Knicks colorway, so let me know what y'all think about these joints. Now, as far as this week's releases go, coming out December 4th, you got the New Balance Basement 2002R in the Stone Gray colorway. Then also from New Balance, you got 3 new colorways of the 9060. So coming up December 6th, you got the 9060 Truffle releasing alongside the Ivory colorway. So 2 cool options to choose from. And then on the 10th, you got a hype release with the Bodega collab of the 9060 Age of Discovery. I gotta say, the color blocking on these joints is really nice. Now also on the 10th, you got another hype release from Adidas. This time you got the Bad Bunny Forum Buckle Low. This is the white colorway. This pair is also said to be Bad Bunny's last Forum Buckle Low release until he moves on to the Adidas Campus model next. Then you got that final release, the Sneakers app official drop of the Air Jordan 11 Retro Cherry coming up on the 10th as well. So what do you guys think about this week's sneaker releases? So November 28th marked the 1-year passing of one of the greatest designers of our generation, Virgil Abloh. So his late wife, she recently sat down with the New York Times to honor the late designer, and she was rocking a pair of unreleased Off-White Jordan 4. So I can't believe it's already been a year. Like, the great ones are always gone too soon. So rest in peace to Virgil. So one of the biggest takeaways, of course, from the article, John Hoke, the chief creative officer over at Nike, he mentioned that there's at least a year's worth of off-white Nike products already in the pipeline. So they plan to honor his legacy by releasing some of these products. As y'all see, we just got those Air Terra joints down in Art Basel from Miami. They had the exhibition going on with some crazy, dope unreleased pairs. And I feel like fans would be most hyped though to get those unreleased off-white 4s that she was rocking. Those are probably like the best and most hyped unreleased Jordan off-white like out there. What y'all think? And while we're talking Nike, we gotta talk about this Kool Kai situation. Nike has filed a trademark infringement lawsuit against 2 popular sneaker designers in the manufacture of their footwear. So according to this complaint, Nike says the defendants have been promoting, copying, and selling Nike designs, namely the Air Jordan 1 and Dunk, as their own. All right, so it seems as though we have ourselves a very interesting story on our hands here. So before I add to this, I just want to give a little context behind the entire situation. So sometime around 2019, 2020, we definitely saw a rise in the bootlegging of the Jordan 1 silhouette. So these people would basically take the classic Jordan 1 silhouette. Sometimes they would change the materials used or sometimes change the colorways of the silhouette, but most notably what you would usually get is replacing the iconic Nike check mark with a different type of design. So out of all of the bootlegs that were getting a lot of notoriety, probably the most popular had to be the Kool Kai version, which you saw the iconic Nike check, this time being replaced with what appears to be a lightning bolt. So Kool Kai, he's an artist, designer based out of New Jersey. Now, I believe he got early notoriety for doing like HBCU merch, but it wasn't until he started knocking out these bootleg Jordan 1s that he really started to get a lot of popularity. And on top of that popularity, made a lot of money. So you always hear sneakerheads complaining about things like materials, Nike, they didn't release the right colorways, or they didn't give out enough pairs upon a given release, which is why I felt like there was a huge void in the market, which allowed entrepreneurs like Kool Kai to take advantage of the market. So the bootleg Jordan 1, I would say, is probably such a big thing that it may be safe to say that the general audience would probably think that the Kool Kais are endorsed by Jordan. Now, this trend has also become so big that you see high-end designers, even like Micah Miri, emulating their own version of the bootleg Jordan 1. So according to Complex, Nike's lawyers say they notified Kai of the alleged infringement on August 6, 2021, and attempted to reach a resolution with the company to no avail. In the lawsuit, Nike also takes aim at China-based manufacturer. The filing states that they played a pivotal role in the infringement, providing the resources to provide shoes for Kai by supplying Kai with knockoff sneakers using Nike's registered Air Jordan 1 and Dunk trade dress. Wandering Planet knowingly participated in a scheme to intentionally create a confusion in the marketplace and capitalize it. So on top of all of this, Nike is also going after the factories that are responsible for manufacturing these bootleg products as well. So this is all very interesting, and I wonder if these same factories are some of the factories that Nike contracts to actually make some of their products themselves. So it's also important to notice that in 2021, the US Patent and Trademark Office have granted Nike official registration certificates for the trade designs of 3 of their most iconic models, the Air Jordan 1, Air Jordan 1 Low, and Air Jordan 1 Low SC. So shortly after receiving the patents, according to Complex, Nike's lawyers say they notified Kai of the alleged infringement on August 6, 2021, and attempted to reach a resolution with the company to no avail. So after Nike received the patent and probably in fear of being sued, you saw about 90% of these bootleg Jordan 1s just like disappear off the face of the earth. For example, you have a popular fashion YouTuber and designer, Ray Mia. He had a cool version of the Jordan 1 bootleg, which I believe he used the experience with dealing with factories overseas with samples and everything, and used that experience to actually make his own cool line, which he's now doing successful things with boots and such. But it seems as though Kool Kai, even with the advanced warnings from Nike, just continued to still do his thing, which is why today we're now hearing about the lawsuit. So of course, this isn't the first time Nike has went after someone for copyright infringement, but my question is how come back in the early 2000s, Bape was able to put out the Bapesta, which was essentially a knockoff of the Nike Air Force One, and they continue to still release that silhouette to this date with not facing any legal ramifications from Nike. So it's really weird how Nike is going after creatives like Warren Lotus, Kool Kai, but allow Bape to still continue to use their designs to this very date. So it's all very interesting conversations, and I would love to know what you guys think about this in the comments below. So last week I talked about Adidas basketball and how Adidas had huge plans for the rollout, kind of as a reintroduction, if you may say. So they dropped a short film titled Remember the Why. This was a huge commercial. I've seen it featured like during NBA games. So during the commercial, you see a glimpse at what to expect from Adidas basketball, from new silhouettes like the Crazy New Era, which is almost like an update on the Adidas Crazy One. But in terms of the clothing that you see during this commercial, it definitely gives me the aesthetic of Fear of God. And as you guys know, a couple years back, Adidas announced that Jerry Lorenzo would be the head at Adidas basketball. So in regards to this, Jerry Lorenzo took to Instagram to issue a statement stating that Jerry Lorenzo and Fear of God are not involved or connected to the Adidas basketball Remember the Why campaign and collection launching this holiday season. Both houses look forward to sharing more in the first half of 2023 and remain enthusiastic about the vision of our collective partnership. So this is very interesting that Jerry felt the need that he had to go to IG to address the situation. Personally, when I saw the commercial, I'm thinking that the clothes were definitely giving me that Fear of God, Jerry Lorenzo vibe. So I would say it's pretty concerning to know that Adidas kind of bit the whole Fear of God aesthetic, and Jerry is not even involved in this campaign at all, but he signed to Adidas, so it's okay for them to just like kind of bite his whole swag and everything, even though he's not involved, right? It's all good. Sounds very similar to a situation involving Ye and Adidas. And speaking of Ye, he recently sat down for an interview with Alex Jones. And if you know anything about Alex Jones, this was gonna be a wild one. So during the whole 3-hour interview, he said a lot of things, but he also said, quote, "I see good things about every human being has something of value they brought to the table, especially." He also said he loves everyone, and towards the end of the show, said that he loves being canceled, and this just goes to show how far you can take it. So just for the record, JA loves everybody, but as for Ye fans, I would say it's been a tough week, and what I would say to do is, just as Ye has said previously, I would say to lead with love, and everybody has every right to feel however they feel. So even amidst all the turmoil, as promised, they did drop the Ye 24 campaign merch. So as reported last week, Ye said he bought all the Balenciaga he could get his hands on. He's stamping his Ye 24 logo on it and selling it for $20. So the pop-up actually took place this weekend in Miami for Art Basel. Thousands upon thousands of people lined up to get their hands on a pair of the merch. Here's some of the footage from the event. This reminds me of Yeezy Gap, how all the items were spread out on the floor, everything was color coded. So this was no cap. People were able to pull up, although there was crazy lines, you were able to get your pieces for $20 each with a limit of 4 items per person. So let me know if any of y'all pulled up to the event in Miami, or do you feel like you should be outraged to even show up to something like that after his recent remarks and comments. So we're gonna wrap up today's video here. Let me know what you guys think about all of the topics mentioned here today. Salute to y'all. Shout out to everybody. I'm JA. Make sure y'all stay safe, stay blessed, and I'm out, y'all. Love.